Hey, what's going on today? How you doing? Welcome to Room 3 podcast. Right now I'm going to be reading chapter 7. It's called Love at First Sight. And this is about my life, a little overview of my life. I'm trying to get 50 subscribers, so subscribe please, and tell your friends, and that way we can go live on this channel. Now, I have a lot of different individuals from different backgrounds, different ages, different creeds, different colors, that are all looking forward to being a part of this podcast. Anybody out there, yeah, I'm talking to you guys out there. If anybody wants to come onto the podcast when we go live, just hit me up in an email and we'll make it work. We're just looking, we're going to have open dialogue. Sometimes we'll take questions from the audience. It's not just going to be me. It's going to be me and probably about 2 or 3 other people doing the podcast at one time. So there's going to be a lot of different, what would you call it, aspects, different opinions about stuff. And kick back, you might learn something from the podcast, I hope. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know everything. I want to learn about what the generations after me, what do they expect in life. I just want to learn about the younger generations. I think it'd be very cool. So let me go ahead and get, that being said, let me go ahead and get started reading this chapter number 7. Only one more chapter left, and I hope I get 50 subscribers before I finish so we can go live, because I don't know what to do after chapter 8, because that's enough about me. So if you guys have any ideas, I don't know, I'm just begging, and please subscribe. I need 50, just 50. Right now I have 41. I need 9 more subscribers. Please. Anyways, I don't want to beg. All right. My sponsors, Mountain Dew. Wait. That cool, refreshing taste. And by Fogger, 10,000 puffs. Although I think I get it done in 5,000 puffs because I blinked the damn thing. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. All right, chapter 7, Love at First Sight. Walking into Mike's office, I was met with a proposal that would change me in new ways. Lake Matthews needed someone to run 8 California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection CDF inmate crews, consisting of 120 inmates and 8 CDF captains to clear the tamarinds from around the entire lake. Sounds like something I did at Diamond Valley Lake, huh? Wonder why they called me. Anyways, the catch was that no vehicles were allowed below the water line, meaning all the brush would have to be manually hauled out with makeshift carts pulled by 2 inmates. Man, those carts, I'm going to just put a little side note in here. Those carts, dude, they had like 2 huge bicycle wheels on it. And it was like a V shape. It went like that, and then flat bottom. And they would load the brush up onto it and then hauled it all the way off the shoreline. Anyways, I agreed to take on the project. I thought it wouldn't start until March. So I continued working at Diamond Valley Lake, DVL, and purchasing until then. During my time in purchasing, I made a point to buy supplies from local businesses in Winchester, Hemet, and Temecula. My favorite hardware store in Winchester was Save On Supplies, owned by my friends Ted and Vicky. I also frequented Big D's Hardware in Temecula for weed whackers and parts. With my job keeping me busy, I started thinking about my personal life and decided it was time to find someone special. I tried my luck at the local bars, the Stampede in Temecula and the Winchester Inn, but nothing lasting came from it. In Hemet, finding a girl without baggage was a challenge, so I decided to go back to college. I enrolled in ceramics class, hoping to meet someone new. There was a couple women in the class, a blonde and a brunette. The brunette, Christine, was married, so I set my sights on the blonde. The ceramics class was a welcome distraction, and I enjoyed the company, especially with Christine around. I admired her beauty, but respected her marriage. As the class came to a close, I organized a pizza party at Stadium Pizza and handed out my number, hoping the blonde would call me. Soon it was time to transfer to Lake Matthews. This project was massive, and my coworker, sorry, I'll start over. This project was massive, and my crew worked tirelessly. We had 5 months to clear the entire lake, a task that had never been completed before. I assured Susan, my new boss, that I would give it our all. We split the crews, with mine taking the north side of the lake and another crew handling the south. One day I received a call from Christine, the brunette, from my ceramics class. This was just like right out of the blue, dude. I just, hello? Who's this? Christine? It was the brunette from the ceramics class. Her husband had cheated on her, and she needed help moving out. One day, I asked if he would be there, and she assured me he wouldn't. I rushed over, loaded her belongings in my truck, and took them to her parents' house. Her parents weren't home, so I didn't meet them yet. From that moment, it was clear that Christine and I had a special connection. The Lake Matthews project was grueling, but my crews were dedicated, and we finished the entire lake for the first time in history. After the seasonal job ended, I returned to Diamond Valley Lake, where I continued to manage the Batista Creek CDF crews and supply room. I was also responsible for monitoring the wells around the lake and keeping the gas tanks filled. We had a property with an old fish pond on it, which we filled with brush and debris. When it was time to burn the pile, things got out of control. The flames reached the top of the eucalyptus trees. The CDF crew arrived just in time to help us out with the blaze. During this time, Christy and I grew closer, and she invited me to meet her parents. I was nervous, waiting to make a good impression. When we arrived at her parents' house, I was surprised to find out they were Ted and Vicky, the owners of Save On Supply. I had known them for years, and it felt like a family reunion. Meeting them solidified my relationship with Christine. We were bonded by fate. In the late 90s, I sold my first house due to the market crash and moved in with Christine and met her daughter Jessica. We found a house to rent, and when I tried to buy it, my credit issues from losing the first house caused complications. However, we made a deal with the landlord, and within a year, I was able to buy the house at a significantly lower price than it was marked valued. It was a great deal. Our family was thriving. As 2002 approached, my boss Mike was set to retire. He invited me to lunch, and I hoped he had news about my employment status. After 10 years as a temporary employee, I was eager for a permanent position. However, the lunch took a strange turn. Mike tried to make an unwanted advance. Disgusted and angry, I went home and told Christine what had happened. I contacted my union rep and reported Mike's behavior to his supervisor. The situation escalated when I learned that Mike had also molested two of my coworkers, Albert and Clay. We filed a lawsuit against Metropolitan Water District and Mike, and within 2 weeks the case was resolved in our favor. I returned to work, though it was awkward at first. Eventually a new opportunity arose within the company, offering me a fresh start. Ta-da! And Chapter 8 is coming. So stay tuned. Don't change that channel. And make sure you subscribe, like, and tell your friends, please, man. I promise it's not gonna be this boring. I hope you guys don't find this boring. But when we get to go live on the podcast, it's gonna be, let me think. It's gonna be like that 70s show in the garage, where all the different people hung out and bullshitted. Well, that's what the podcast is going to be about, sort of about. But the atmosphere and shit is going to be like that 70s show. So please, man, subscribe and like and tell your friends, and I will soon be doing Chapter 8. A union of change and triumph. And that's the last chapter I'll be doing of myself. And if I don't get 50 subscribers after this, well, then I guess Room 3 never was meant to be. So help me make this meant to be for me. Thank you guys, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.